welcome to another workshop session with the VFR750. The progress at the moment, slow, but it is moving forward. I can't remember where we were the last time. I think I checked all the valves and was happy that they're all within tolerance. Since then I've cleaned the cam covers best I could and refitted those, torqued them down to 10 newton meters. I removed the air filter and I've got pictures, I'll put them up, but it was basically black. So I did mention the sooty plugs. I did mention the fact that the bike had been running for long periods inside this workshop, and that I don't really think it's running rich, even though the plugs would make you think that. But evidence of the air filter, I think, I'm still going to go with the idea of dropping a plug once I get it back on the road. Maybe after a good few hundred miles, I'll drop a plug and see if we do indeed have a mixture, a rich mixture issue. It's not, it's better to be slightly richer than to be weak. A weak mixture is not good for an engine. Of course, you want it to be where it should be, but it running slightly rich isn't destructive like running it weak. The reason I really wanted to sort of give you an update on the video was just to tell you where I've got to with the bike. I have spruced up the radiator, taken away all the missing rust and so forth, and I've just painted it with a high temperature paint. It's not fancy, it's not seen, it's just to try and prolong the life of the radiator. Right, one of the things I found out when I was doing the air filter was there is a unit that sits in here. It's an air vent filter. It goes onto all the air pipes. And this is basically what it looks like, this part here into there like that. You can technically clip it and drop that bottom bit out, but I just found it easier to actually take the bolt out the back and take the whole unit out. Now when I took it out and I opened it up, I could see the filter was in there and there was a hole in the middle of the filter, and when I went to remove it, it was like Dracula hitting sunlight. It just absolutely crumbled into nothing. I wasn't sure about getting a replacement part, or whether I'd have to maybe factor something up for it. But no, went on the Fowler's website and found this part number here, and they still have them. So I've ordered one and I've got it, and here it is. So what that's got to be is now soaked in some 80-90 oil, which is what I'm going to do next. And then refit that. So it's just I read the manual and it mentioned it as I was doing the air filter. It mentioned it, so I had a look and found it. So I'm just letting you know that is there, and that you do need to have a look at that and possibly replace this filter. Or they do tell you can clean it out with a solvent and re-oil it. But obviously, I think the one that I had in must have been there from God knows how long. God knows how long. Anyway, I just thought I would update you on that for now. The next job that I'm going to tackle today is I'm going to take the steering head off, and I'm going to inspect the bearings. And I have actually bought a replacement lock washer for that, because the manual screams out at you that you should replace it. I don't know, I always think if these things bend back okay and they're not fatigued, you can reuse them again. But anyway, I just decided for the sake of £7, I'll just replace it. Right, so one element I didn't have on my list that I had bought but I just forgot was the fuel filter. I've taken off the all the side panels now. They have definitely had some repairs in the past and they'll need a bit more treatment. There's bits of the plastics all over the place really that are all going to need some kind of reinforcement. They're virtually probably impossible to replace now. So you've got to kind of make the best of what you've got. Now all I'm going to be doing with the panels is making them as solid as I can. I'm not going to be overly worried about, you know, getting them repainted and getting them finished off. I just want them to be functional and back on the bike. I've already taken the plastic cap off of here. There is a plastic cap that you can see here. I started to do this and I realised I wasn't filming it, but I've taken the plastic cap off. And I'm now going to take this top nut off, which I have actually already slackened. Okay, it's a 30mm socket, just so you know. So this should allow us to lift the top bracket out of the way. So I've got everything strapped to it, making it extra heavy. Right, so I've managed to get this sort of up out the way a little bit. I've also disconnected the cables off the horn, because the horn bracketry and all that is attached to this, and I'm just going to take it off with it. You'll see that there is a nut, there's basically two nuts, C-type nuts, and you'll see that that one's slightly loose, but it's got retaining tags that are keeping it in place. This other one will have been tightened up to take up the play, and this is just kind of the locking nut, if you like, to keep it in place. And it's obviously retained in its location by these tabs, and that's the washer that I showed you earlier on, that it tells you it wants you to replace. So we've got to bend those back. That should let us get this top nut off. There you go. Take these off. And that now leaves us the locking tab, and you can see that it's got two tabs that go down the way and lock into this C nut. And then obviously it bends up into the other C nut, and that's what locks the two together and just stops anything from coming slack. And this is the washer that they're quite insistent that you replace. Right, so I don't have a C-spanner. I must invest in them. But in the old days, you would use something fairly blunt and just help you to slacken it, because it isn't overly tight. You can see it doesn't take much to get it slack, but I am going to invest in the right tool, because I usually do. Just for this instance, I haven't prepared myself for this. So what we can do now is we can unscrew this. And it'll come up to here. So this comes off. You can see it's cupped on that side. There's a seal here that's had pins in there. What we'll do is we'll just let this come out. And that is the unit out. And that's the bearing races that are, you know, in old days, bearings used to sit in cups and you'd have to put them in grease and so forth, and make sure you didn't drop any. But these come as a sort of kit. Quite a bit of wear there actually, so they do need replaced, absolutely. So that makes that job easy for today, because I can't do that because I'm going to have to get a kit for it, and I'm also going to have to get a tool for getting them out, because I don't have any tools for taking the bearing faces out. I'm not going to bother inspecting the bottom one, because the top one tells me all I need to know. Right, so as I said, the fuel filter was one thing I had forgotten about. I do need to get a better clip for it because the one that's on it's not that tight. So I'm going to get some hose clips and replace that at the fuel filter level. So that's it. So that's today's work. I'm going to do any more than that. It's slow progress, but it's getting there. Tomorrow I might do, well, that kind of puts the brakes on things because I can't really do a lot with the front end while I've still got that to do. So I really need to get the steering head bearings sorted out and get what I need to actually do them. So I can see quite a bit of wear on the bottom race as well. So they definitely need to come out. It'd be the wisest thing to do is just replace them while I'm here. Yeah, water's got in and there's a bit of pitting and okay. That's that job decided. It's getting done. Right, so let's do the head bearings. What else can we do? I think there's enough evidence that I can see that definitely they need done. It would be foolhardy to just grease them and put it all back together. And because it's a bike that I know that I'm going to be keeping forever, I know it's going to have to get done at some point. So at least if I do it now, it's done. You know, yeah, be another good job to tick off the list. Right, I've had enough for one day. I'm going to call it quits, and I'll go and look and see what it's going to cost me to do this other bit. So at that, I'll say enjoy the rest of Saturday. Bye for now.